What's going on, everyone? It's Matt Deeks here with another video. Appreciate you guys popping in. Today, I'm going to show you what I think is hands down one of the best builds in Space Marine 2. My brand new Bulwark Prestige build. This setup is absolutely S tier in my opinion. Borderline invincible, with particularly unlimited armor regen and insane survivability. I'm going to break it all down for you guys. The perks, the prestige perks, weapons, and how to make this build completely dominate on the battlefield. If you want to feel unstoppable and outlast everyone, this is the build you need, especially if you like the Bulwark, okay? Okay, let's get right into it, guys. Let's start off with the perk tree. Now, just to kind of get into something before I talk about my perk tree is Bulwark is a class that I was not hesitant to get into, but I always geared more towards tactical. When I started playing Space Marine 2, I started off with the tactical build, and I just got comfortable with it. Then I branched out into Vanguard, absolutely love the Vanguard build. Then I jumped into Assault, and I always wanted to get into the Bulwark, but I knew that it played a little bit different from what I'm used to. So I thought, I don't know about it, but I had to try it. I had to get into it. And you know what, guys? I absolutely freaking love it. I think it's one of the best classes in the game, as a lot of you agree with. But I found at least the build that I'm going to be talking to you guys about today to be absolutely S tier, in my opinion, guys. Almost borderline invincible, all right? So let's get into it, guys. Let's start off with the core perks. And again, let me give you a brief kind of synopsis on how I play. I play a little bit different. If you watch my other videos where I go into my tactical, my Vanguard build, with those builds, I like to play a little more in and out. So I like to pop in, I like to utilize the dodge, the roll very often, and I use the melter rifle with those. So I like to pop in, pop a few shots, throw a few melee attacks, and then jump back out again, kind of regroup. If I'm the Vanguard, I'll use my grapple. However, with the Bulwark, I play very differently. As I believe most people play the Bulwark, you're in the thick of it. Okay, guys, you're utilizing a lot of your armor regen ability, some gear perks such as invigorating icon. You're using this to really boost up, to really heal yourself up. So you're playing a little bit differently, and that's one of my hesitations, or that was one of my past tense hesitations, was starting the Bulwark class, just because it's so different than the way I used to play and the way I like to play. But you know what, guys? I absolutely fell in love with the Bulwark and its play style. So let's get into it. Core perks, guys. And again, I won't spend too much time on everything because there's a lot to talk about, but we'll get into it here, guys. All right, so my first core perk is Intimidating Aura. All right, so a perfectly timed parry deals area of effect, damage within a 5-meter radius. Cooldown is 5 seconds. Now, this isn't really a perk that I need to spend too much time on, as it's pretty self-explanatory. So a perfectly timed parry will deal an area of effect around you. So kind of it'll do damage against Minoris, maybe a little bit on the Majoris enemies, but it's nothing crazy. It's nothing to write home about. But moving on to the next core perk, guys, is Armor Contempt. So when you block a ranged attack, enemies within a 10-meter radius take the damage instead. I actually really like this one. I pair this perk with a few other perks I will talk about later, and I'll show you why this perk, especially paired with a prestige perk down below here, is absolutely insane. All right. Great perk against Minoris, again, against more the lower level, weaker enemies. Fantastic perk, all right? Armor of Contempt. And then moving on to here, guys, in my opinion, this is a no-brainer. So this is armor reinforcement. Non-finisher gun strikes restore 1 armor segment. So if you're playing, a fencing weapon, fencing melee weapon, guys, you pretty much have unlimited armor with this perk. Highly recommend it. Pair it with this guy right here, which is the first team perk. focused restoration. So every 30 seconds, all squad members, including yourself, automatically restore 1 armor segment. So you pair these two together, guys. That's why I wrote on the title, near invulnerability, near invincible, unlimited armor. It feels like it's unlimited armor, guys. You feel really, I feel safe with this build. Let's just say that. I know that I'm going to have armor right around the corner if I need it. Okay, so you pair these two together, fantastic. This one is also really good, advanced conditioning, so contested health fades 50% more slowly for all squad members. That's really good with this perk right here, invigorating icon. However, I went with this focus restoration over this one right here, okay, advanced conditioning. This one I didn't even look at, guys. To me, it's okay. It's a 20. You take 20% less health damage, but I prefer overall more armor regen than more damage resistance. But again, all good perks, decent perks. But again, I chose focus restoration. Moving on to my first gear perk, guys, I chose purity of purpose. So the banner deals damage over time to enemies within its radius. The way I use this perk, guys, is I like to kind of bring all the enemies, especially Minoris. If we got, in siege mode, you get a lot of Minoris just absolutely mangling you on all sides, right? So what I like to do when that happens, guys, even in absolute or lethal, you bring them into a little bit of a choke point where there's only 1 or 2 exits to go. Let's say if you played siege mode, the first right out of the elevators, you'll walk through the first right. There's or the first left, even both ways, you'll see a little bit of a tunnel. You get those Minoris there, you pop that shield down. It's almost like a choke point, and you're just there with your boys, just hacking and slashing, holding the line, and the area of effect is also doing damage as well as yourself. And also, if you throw a few parries, you're going to get this as well popping in. So really, really like this one right there. Purity of purpose. All right. The second gear perk, guys, I got Invigorating Icon. Fantastic perk. So when the banner is activated, all squad members regain maximum contested health, but it recharges 50% slower. I'll take that 50% slower regen, because I just find this perk just amazing. Not only can you help your teammates, but if you're running low on HP, guys, you line up an execution, you pop that banner down, and boom, you got full health. And then you pair that with this guy here and this guy here. Guys, it's insane, all right? Moving along, gear perk number 3, kind of working together with gear perk number 2, we got Rejuvenating Effect. Guys, this is hands down one of the best perks. When the banner is activated, it revives incapacitated squad members within its area of effect. You don't know how many times, guys, in Absolute 2.0, if you guys don't know, Absolute 2.0 is the new kind of term that they've called Absolute after the new update. Way more hard. I'm gonna make a separate video on that, but way harder. Anyways, if you're playing siege mode, whatever you're playing, guys, hard mode on horde mode, it's very, very critical if you're a Bulwark to have this. Okay, it's about the long game. You're not going to have the opportunity always to take, even if it's 2 seconds to res a teammate up. You're not going to have the time. You're risking your life and then the whole game. So this perk right here, if you're a Bulwark, guys, fantastic. All right. And then in terms of the signature perk, guys, this one is absolutely nuts. So Defensive Mastery, a perfectly timed parry or block instantly incapacitates a Majoris or Extremist level enemy, and the cooldown is 90 seconds. So for example, you perfectly parry, or block, parry or block a, Tyranid warrior, boom, gone. A lictor, gone. Within 1 parry, done. Throw an execution, boom. Sometimes you don't even need an execution. Again, the cooldown is 90 seconds. Guys, it really comes in handy. Again, that cooldown, yes, it's 90 seconds, but that goes by pretty quickly. So it does feel like you're able to use this very often. So again, trust me, guys, this comes in handy. This one's also decent. And this one, they're all okay, but I just found this one to be just fantastic in my opinion, guys. Again, this is just my opinion. you know, everyone has a different play style, and I totally respect that. And that's what makes this game so cool, at least in my opinion. All right. Moving on to my prestige perk. So the first prestige perk is auxiliary reload. Melee kills of extremist level or higher restores your secondary weapons ammo by 1 magazine. Now this is critical because unless you have a teammate with a ammo recharge ability, the Bulwark does not have one. So this is a good one to stack. All right, so auxiliary reload for the first one. Powerful shot. Again, guys, I don't really, I can't go too much into this because it's just range damage increase by 20%. I will take that damage increase any day. Moving on to the third one, guys, Masterful Defense. So ability charge is restored by 1% for every blocked range attack. Now, if you're playing on, you know, absolute, even lethal, heck, any mode even, but siege mode, you know, the even normal siege mode, you guys, you're going to get a lot of ranged minorists just petling you. So this one right here, guys, sorry, this Masterful Defense pairs really well with this Armor of Contempt. So when you block a ranged attack, you get that enemy damage radius around you. So you pair those two together, guys. I'm telling you, you know, farm a little bit of, reflective damage while you're gaining your ability back. That 1% comes quick, so it's a good perk. I really like this perk here, and also with this perk, guys, you know, let's say you really need to res somebody, you know, you want to utilize this guy right here, the rejuvenating effect, but you're, let's say, halfway to a full charge, you just pop your shield, boom, and you just farm a little bit of percentage, right? And your banner's ready to go. So it's really, really cool to have that. And then the last one, guys, a overcharge. So charged attack damage increases by 20%. As you'll see later, guys, when I talk about my melee, actually very soon, you'll see that I use the sword. Power sword, so it does have a charged attack to it. So damage increase, again, I'll take that any day. So you have a damage increase here for range, and you have damage for your melee. Again, just the charged portion of it, but still really good. So that's my perks, guys. These are my perks. Again, this is what I found to be just absolutely nuts on the battlefield, guys. Again, let me know your opinion down below, what you think of this layout. Let me know what you think I should, if you think I should change something, and I'm open to changing this. For me, I found this to be the best. I've definitely, you know, throughout the grind of getting, you know, 4 prestige perks, I've used many combinations. You know, there's been times where I've used advanced conditioning. There's been times where I used the first signature perk, emergency countermeasure. There's been times where I used, you know, different gear, different core, and I just found that nothing beats this layout right here, okay? At least in my opinion and my play style. But again, I'm open to constructive feedback, so let me know what worked for you guys down below. I would love to hear it. All right, guys, so moving on, and feel free to pause the video, or I'll leave this here for a second or two, take a screenshot. Feel free to use it, guys. I mean, would love to see what you guys think of this build. Anyways, moving on. All right, let's go right into the ranged weapon. So I'm choosing the plasma pistol, and in terms of which relic I chose, it's the top right. It's the Ophelian Liberation Alpha. The reason I chose that over the other ones is simply the magazine capacity. This has 120, this has 90, and this has 90. Again, with this is 120, and then with some additional perk tree choices, I was able to get it to 190 actually. So really, really good on ammo, and just, you know, overall not having to be ammoless, if you know what I mean. So especially on the harder level difficulty. So in terms of the perks, guys, I won't get into each one too much. I'm just going to kind of read them over. Again, feel free to pause it and use them. First one we have, guys, is Plasma Collection. Second one is Rapid Cooling. Then we got a stack here: Plasma Collection, Divine Might, Blast Radius, Perpetual Velocity, Plasma Collection, Efficient Charge, and then I don't have any here. Okay, so that's my perk tree right there for the Plasma Pistol. Moving on to the melee weapon, guys. I'm a purist. I love the chainsword. However, I fell in love with the power sword, guys. And in terms of which relic I chose, again, it's the top right. It's the Gathalamor. These names are crazy. Gathalamor Crusade. All right, top right. It is the fencing one. All right. The reason I chose this is because I prefer fencing weapons, fencing melee. Just my preference. Just I enjoy that playstyle over block and balanced. And in terms of the perk tree, guys, I'm just going to go over. I chose more of the bottom row. So let's go Perpetual Strength, Master of Defense, Perpetual Strength, Tranquility, Melee Onslaught, Hard Target, Cutting Edge, and then Extremist Slayer. All right. And in terms of why I chose these specific ones, I was going for slightly more damage. So that's kind of where I was going with it. Again, this one right here is a fantastic one. Extremist Slayer, melee damage against extremist level enemies increased by 15%. So that's a good one. Stack that with Perpetual Strength and some other damage increases. You're laughing, guys. I won't get too much into each one. Just it's going to take way too long of a video, and I know your time is important. But in terms of my build, this is it. I know it's pretty straightforward in terms of the pistol and the chain and the sword. I'm not a type of guy to go the battle fist or the power fist, or the thunder hammer for the bulwark. I think you need that shield. I tried it. I did not like it. If you're going to use the hammer as a bulwark, you might as well just be assault. At least that's my opinion, guys. The whole point of the bulwark is to utilize that shield, right? So you want to utilize that shield as best as you can. So again, in my opinion, guys, you're either going chainsword or you're going power sword. At least in my opinion, guys. All right. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Again, please let me know in the comments below your bulwark builds. Would love to hear it. Let me know what you think of this build. And again, appreciate you guys watching. I was very hesitant to use the bulwark because it's a bit of a different play style than what I'm used to, tactical. But I absolutely love it. And I think this might be my build. Anyways, guys, appreciate you watching. Please subscribe. Please like. I'm trying to really grow this channel. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.